Your Honor, these proceedings have got to stop immediately.
Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Sorry for the late review. Once again, it was interrupted. The last 15 minutes of it was interrupted and I just felt like those were important minutes, and I'm glad I did wait to do the review because you just can't do a review without all of the information. All right, let's get started. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go ahead and give this, I don't know, I guess an 8. I guess I'll give it an 8. Today is Tuesday, August the 16th, 2022. And we start off with Sunny and Nina talking, and they're official. They're going to go on their first date. And she said, all right, I'm going to get us a table. Olivia's like, oh, heck no, you're not going to get a table here. We're booked. Or whatever, and they actually had an empty table. But she said you have to make reservations, and then Nina was like, well, do you have to make reservations for the bar? And Olivia was like, well, a good owner would know that. Honestly, this is actually childish. I know people don't like Nina, and Olivia doesn't like Nina because, you know, she's rooting for Carly. But you have to work with her. And whether you like her or not, it benefits you for her to know all of the information and y'all both get up to date. This is really childish. And to be quite honest, Sonny knocked all three of you down. Like, if we just gonna be quite honest, he's been with you. He's been with Carly and he's been with Nina and a few other people. So if you're going to be mad, like, you can't be mad at one because you're friends with them and then the other one, you don't like them. And yeah, I know Nina did some things and she was wrong for it, but everybody's on this soap has done a few things. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just over it. I'm over the whole, let's all jump on these two grown people wanting to be in a relationship. Like, I'm over it. But anyway, so then Sonny and Nina talk, and she says she's still, she doesn't care what Olivia says or anyone else says. She still wants to be in this relationship. And he tells her, all right, if that's the case, then you need to know about my business. And she really just says she don't care. She doesn't care what he has going on and any of that. And I'm not going to hold you much longer because they're going to be together. So, it is what it is. And Nina seems to have found this new attitude about it as well. I said, well, okay. Because, let's keep moving. This was some sad news. So it is official, Leo. Willow has leukemia.
The biopsy confirmed our initial suspicions. Willow, you have leukemia.
And so they gave her the news. And you know how someone gives you bad news and they're talking, but you can't comprehend a word that person is saying? That was Willow. And so they told her, you know, they want to start treatment and it will affect her baby. And she just tells them, give me a minute, like, because she hasn't told anyone she's going through this. So she needs to go and tell Michael and figure out what's going on. So then we see Michael, Carly, Drew, and Wiley are planning a celebration for Willow because she is officially a nurse now. And so it's a cute moment. Michael and Wiley have a cute little moment as well. Of course, they want to make the moments really, you know, special because it's all that more heartbreaking that, you know, Willow's going to have this hard pregnancy and everything. Y'all, I'm just going through these characters because really right here for me was filler. These are just filler people to fill up an episode because I'm trying to get over here to this trial. But so Willow goes to talk to Michael and he's like, what's going on? And, she's sad. But before he does that, he actually does speak to Drew, and Drew tells him he's working on a plan with Valentine to try to get ELQ back into Quartermain control. So then we see Drew and Carly, and they're talking, and she's happy, and she's talking to him, and she's just happy about how her life, is going so far. She's still on her. I'm figuring out what I want to do next, and then here comes Olivia with her messy self talking about, I've got to tell you something, you're not gonna like it. And she's like, and Carly's like, what? And she said, Sonny and Nita are in the like bar area, and Carly was like, "That's fine. I mean, will I ever like seeing them together? No. Do I like that Nina has my half of the hotel? No. But I mean, I got what I need in life." And Olivia's like, "Well, yeah, you got that nice looking man too. So like, why are you bringing up mess with? I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't into it today with them because I thought it was a little boring. They're always a little bit boring because they're forcing this Drew and Carly thing, and I just don't see it with them. They're great actors, but the chemistry that they want to be there is not there. To me, when I look at these two, I see brothers and sister. But they want them to be together. So Carly starts being like, I don't like him like that. And she said, well, he likes you like that. Look how worried he was and everything. She said, well, Michael had shares in Aurora too. And she was like, nah, but he was worried about you. That ain't had nothing to do with Michael. And so then when Drew comes over to try, because Olivia got a phone call from Leo, so she has to check on that. So they were going to get Willow's cake, right? So when Drew comes over, Carly can't even let the man help her get the cake because you know how you have that friend that gets in your head and she's like, nope, I can do it. I got it on my own. Well, you should have let Drew go with you because she dropped something, and Nina picked it up and she said, "Can I help you with anything?" And I said, Nina, you're my girl, right? This was one you should have just let her drop that and told somebody, hey, go help her. That's all you had to do. Like certain things you don't have to run up on. And this is why y'all gonna get into this fight. Because you should have just said, hey, can someone help her and just let it. If Carly didn't want them to help, fine. But you know she wasn't gonna want your help. But you my girl. All right, let's move on. So then we're at the courthouse, right? Because this is the part of the episode I like. So we get to the courthouse and Diane tried to stop the trial because, tell them about Oz. The judge said, no, we can't do that. You don't even know what Oz gonna say. So then the verdict came in. They've asked the foreman if he, is he ready to, have they reached a verdict? He says yes. He said we wanted to hand it off to the bailiff, and the bailiff hasn't made it over there to the foreman yet. And Robert Scorpio busted in and said, this trial has to stop. Why am I being so dramatic? It's late and I'm tired. But he was like, this trial has to stop right now. And they were like, okay, what's going on? And so then he tells the judge about Oz and that he would be for the defense. So the judge says, approach the bench, all of y'all. And so they approached the bench, and Diane said, this is an innocent young lady. Because it did make sense. Like, you got to think about that. Judge, this is an innocent young lady. So you could put, like, if you don't hear this information out, you're going to be putting an innocent woman in jail. And that's going to look bad or whatever. So he tells Diane, I don't need you to help me. But he listened to the information. So then Jordan and Curtis comes in and Portia comes in, and then they roll Oz in. So Oz gets to the stand, right? And Diane started asking him questions. She asked him about Esme. He said, yeah, I know her. She drugged me. I think she drugged my drink. And Diane says, ooh, isn't she the innocent? And D.A. Arden said, objection, Diane, withdrawn. And so then we go to, she asks Oz, who did you sell his phone to? And he said, Esme Prince.
Did you sell that phone to Ms. Prince?
I did.
Last question for you, Mr. Haggerty. Have you ever at any time sold any phone, black market or otherwise, to the defendant, Trina Robinson?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. No further questions.
She said, do you know Trina and Johnson? He said, yeah, I met them like in June, but I met Esme in January. That's when I sold her this phone. And she said, have you ever sold a phone to Trina? And he was like, no, I have not. No, ma'am. And so then they asked the Arden, D.A. Arden, do you want to cross examine the witness? And she said they're going to withdraw the charges because, I mean, they don't have a leg to stand on. That's too much reasonable doubt.
Your Honor, in light of this new evidence, the prosecution will be dropping all charges.
Order.
And so they withdraw the charges and everything. And so that was Trina's trial. That, you know, they go, and then the judge announces that because the charges have been withdrawn, that because they're dropping the charges and everything, that Trina's free to go. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I was happy for you too, girl. And so then she talked to her mom and them, you know, of course. And then she talks, Portia was killing me. Oh, yes, my baby. I was like, mama, calm it down a little bit. But, you know, I sound about like that right now. So who can I talk about? So then we see Trina talks to Josh. And she was like, oh, yes, girl. Trina talks to Ava, and Ava said, I knew you was going to be innocent. And Trina said, you know I knew that. And Ava said, I have my resources. Girl, go on. She was going to make Trina be innocent. And then Rory talks to Trina, right? And he says, can I take you out later? Like, can I hit you up later? And she was like, text me. And he was like, nah, you might be tired or whatever. She was like, no. Text me. And Spencer watched this, and Ava look at Spencer and she walk out. And so then Spencer goes up to Trina or whatever, because Josh said it's time for you to tell her the truth. So he goes up to Trina, and she was like, a few weeks ago, I would have thought you weren't going to be happy for me to be out. So what changed? And he's like, I'm going to tell you everything. Spencer, leave my girl alone. Leave my girl alone. She got a good one in Rory. But y'all know she's going to end up being with Spencer. This is going to be a mess. And I'm here for it. So then we see Taggart, Curtis, and Portia talking, right? And they said, where Jordan? And they said she probably on her way to Windermere to get Esme. And Ava overhears this. Say, girl. And so then Brick had called Sonny earlier, right? And Dex, the foreman, left what the verdict was going to be in the chair. And so Dex went and picked it up, and he meet up with Sonny, and he tells Sonny, I have news for you. And so he said, I have news for you too, because Brick told him what he found out about Dex. He said, I have news for you too, and it's not good. I said, Sonny, we know this ain't going to end like that. But the spoilers say that Sonny is catching on to Dex. But then they say that Michael, when he get all this news and stuff, he's not going to even want to go after his daddy like this. But he might have set in motion something that, you know, Dex want to see too. Who knows? So anyways, child, Victor and Nicholas are over here talking, right? And Nicholas went and lied. Told this. I mean, the lie wasn't that great. I was the one who killed Esme. And Victor just looking at him like, I want to help you, but I can't help you if you don't tell me the truth. So he goes ahead and tells him the truth. And then Victor said, we need to get rid of Ava. Victor says, we need to get rid of Ava. And Nicholas said, I will kill you myself if you kill my wife. I said, well, somebody tell him, because I am still behooved by the fact that Victor really was shooting at Laura. I could not believe. I said, oh, you're really trying to kill this woman. So you know he will do it to Ava. But anyways, Victor said, you need to let Ava go because, you know, she ain't staying at the house. All this suspicion go come back to you. And he said, you ain't fighting nobody. You gotta bury the body. We don't know where the body is. That body's gonna come back up, Nicholas. And then all that evidence is gonna point to Ava. And then you're gonna go down for an accessory. And so if you turn her in, or I'll do it myself. I said, Lord, well, you wasn't saying that with Spencer. But let's move on, because then the next thing we see, Jordan is knocking at the door. And she tell them, I need to see Esme. And baby, she got a search warrant, but Victor done hid Esme luggage. I don't know how well he hid it, but he hid Esme luggage or whatever. And I just threw this part in here right here with
Trina Robinson is a remarkable young woman. So you are a credit to your community, to your office. Are you okay? What's happening?
Oh, that's 2 compliments in one day.
Don't get used to it.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
between Robert and Diane, because I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny and it was cute. So I just threw that in because I liked it. All right, guys, that was General Hospital today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for a new episode of What Happened on the Soaps General Hospital edition. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.